Fighting out of the red corner, wearing gold with black, official weight 12 stone even, 168 pounds. His professional record an outstanding one, 20 victories including 13 knockouts, only 1 defeat with 2 bouts even. And he is unbeaten in the last 4 years. Originally from Cameroon, but now living, fighting, and training out of Sydney, Australia, the most worthy of challenger, Sakio the Scorpion Bika. And fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black with white, official weight 12 stone even, 168 pounds. He has a perfect professional record consisting of 41 bouts, 41 victories including 31 knockouts, with 24 of those knockouts in 4 rounds or less. For almost a decade, he has ruled his division as a champion, making 18 title defenses successfully, and he is now recognized as pound for pound among the best fighters in the world. From Newbridge in Wales, presenting the reigning, defending, undefeated WBO, IBF Super Middleweight Champion of the world, the fighting pride of Great Britain, Calzaghe.
Okay, fellas, you both had your instructions in the dressing room. Just obey my commands at all time. I want no notice with the head. Shake hands, petty corners. Good luck, fellas.
With the leg.
Joe Calzaghe looks back over his shoulder at Sakio Bika, and the first thing you notice there as they stand face to face is that Bika is in terrific shape. He's a big fella, half an inch or so taller than Joe Calzaghe, who stands 6 foot, and look at the sort of condition that he's in. The question, though, apart from just strength, is he going to have the boxing skill to live with Joe Calzaghe, who this week has said that it just depends on him. He says, if I fight at my best, no way this man can beat me. Well, Calzaghe now 34. How many of those virtuoso performances does he still have left in the bag? 12 3-minute rounds, and here we go, the action underway. Calzaghe been a professional since back in 1993, and certainly for my money that performance against Lacey was one of the very best performances I've ever seen by a British fighter, or indeed any fighter in the ring. Bika just catching Calzaghe with a chopping right hand as he gets in close. He's not afraid to dish it out with a few of the naughties, as Mickey Van would say, with the use of the head. And straight away, Calzaghe's right into his face. And Calzaghe, if he does have a failing, or can have a failing, sometimes it's that he does get dragged into macho toe-to-toe wars of fights when he doesn't really need to do so.
Calzaghe has to be extremely careful tonight. This could easily be a much tougher fight than the Lacey fight, because this guy really has nothing to lose and everything to gain. You know, he's fighting for the championship of the world, and he's got pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world in front of him. Joe's got to box a sensible fight in the first quarter of this fight.
One of the key factors maybe as well is that left hand of Calzaghe almost strayed low there as he came in and tried to throw a body shot at Bika, is that left hand has been a lot of a problem in fights in years gone by. Fought against Evans Zashira, remember, last year. Then it was with that damaged hand. He had to fight almost one-handed for much of the fight, and against Robin Reed going back, much of the same. And Calzaghe lands with a good straight left in close. Roars of support from the cornermen, and Calzaghe is trying to turn this one right into a brawl in the opening round.
Wrong tactic, John, sorry, wrong tactic. I just, you know, Bika's a real strong kid. Calzaghe's got to give him respect, because he can't just walk in and have a punch up with this kid.
Bika getting in with the body shots as Calzaghe comes in close and ties Bika up inside. Calzaghe trying to use the superior speed there. A couple of good body shots and picks Bika off with two flashing hooks to the head as well. But Bika, you can see, terrifically strong, leaning on.
Joe's got to be very careful about head clashes. Obviously, Bika's used to being in fights like this and has demonstrated previously in his last World Championship fight how dangerous he can be with the head.
Well, interesting sort of opening round, and Calzaghe showing that he's only too ready to get in close and mix it with Bika.
There you go, Sakio, that's it.
Good body shots from Calzaghe, and Bika felt those, forced back onto the ropes. Last few seconds of a fascinating opening period. And Bika made to miss with that wild left hook. He missed by some distance. Calzaghe landing more shots in the opening round. Interesting old-fashioned exchange of glances from Calzaghe and Bika as they stared into each other's eyes at the end of the first round. This is not Calzaghe jabbing and moving as he did against Lacey. This is Calzaghe wanting to show that he's more than just a boxer, that he's a strong man, and he's prepared to take Bika's strength away from him. It's the macho man approach. Is it wise, I wonder?
Well, OK, John, if you look at it like that from the television's point of view, HBO's point of view, that's what they want to see. But what we need to see is Calzaghe go back to the brilliant form that got him the victory over Lacey.
Enzo Calzaghe, who's been alongside his son, of course, right the way through his amateur and pro career, said he didn't want to hear talk about the stunning performance this time. He said, forget about Lacey, think about this man. And the only thing which matters at the end of the day is the W, the win. Can Calzaghe actually get the win to keep the story going?
Well, you know, Bika's not going to get a second chance to make a first impression on Calzaghe.
Good left hand from Calzaghe, solid shot, and another one. But Bika clipped him with a counter.
Joe's got to be careful on his way, and he's got to keep that chin down when he starts to unload, because that's when Bika is at his most dangerous.
Calzaghe wanting Bika moved away by the referee, and Mickey Van saying, no, you're holding on, fight your way away from it. Good right hand this time from Calzaghe, and Bika is not throwing as many punches quite clearly as Calzaghe, and that's a good attack from Calzaghe, but he doesn't want to get caught by those swinging counters from Bika.
You're laying on, Sakio, come on!
You're laying on, Sakio, come on. That was the instruction from Mickey Van.
Well, Bika's trying to use his physical strength just to try and slow Calzaghe down, so if he can lean on him where he's physically equally as strong as Calzaghe, that works in his favour.
Calzaghe now just waiting for Bika. He likes a fighter to come at him, just Calzaghe, always at his best when he's against somebody who wants to force the fight. The stinkers on his record, and let's be honest about it, there have been one or two. If you go back and think about that fight against David Starry all those years ago, there've been one or two dodgy ones for Calzaghe, and he's looked best against aggressive types.
He certainly has. He's like a matador against the ball. When he's got the guys coming at him, he spears him with that lovely southpaw jab and the silky smooth skills that he has.
Little complaint to the referee from Calzaghe, and Bika getting told off. Think again for holding and leaning on. Last few seconds of the second round. Calzaghe a bit of showboating and a terrific left hand and another one. And Bika couldn't avoid them. Well, the showboating at the end from Calzaghe. And what was that about? There was punches clearly thrown after the end of the round. And that was dramatic, to say the least, and Calzaghe showing contempt for Bika at the end. One shot, straight on the button, hands low, and another one. That time Bika just misses. The bell goes sometime just after this, and the punches just keep on going.
Well, Bika didn't like the shot he took after the bell from Calzaghe and just bit the bullet and went after him.
Well, and then Calzaghe used a bit of the taunt, and a lot of purists don't like to see that. Well, what about that? Into the third round. Calzaghe must be winning it, but Mickey Van now saying, come on, cut it out. Let's stick to the letter of the law.
Yeah, Joe's won the first 2 rounds for me. Busier, a better presence in the ring. Bika's just a little bit crude.
Calzaghe again with the gloves low, taunting Bika, inviting him to come in. This 19th defence equals, among others, Eusebio Pedrosa, who shared the ring memorably with Barry McGuigan, with Henry Armstrong, Hurricane Hank.
Well, sure, you know,
welterweight champion of the 30s and 40s, Homicide Hank, I should say.
Yeah, Calzaghe's obviously made a reasonable amount of money in boxing, John, but respect is the ultimate currency for Joe Calzaghe. He's not interested in like the big fortunes now. He wants the public's adulation and the boxing writers' respect, and the only way he's going to get that is to take guys like this out.
Duke, I must just ask you, just look at Bika's protected guard. It is so high. Well, that was a wild right hand and it missed by a country mile. But Calzaghe's inviting him in. What about that guard at Bika's?
Yeah, the cup's right up to his chest. It's one of them old-fashioned ones, John, to protect him from the body shots. It rides up. It doesn't matter where he starts it from, even if it's down by his waist. Once he starts jumping up and down, it rides its way up. So that's it. That helps him.
Bika never been stopped. Only one defeat against the very awkward Sam Solomon. That was back in 2002. Calzaghe at the moment not looking to me as though he's as sharp as he was against Lacey.
Well, it's a completely different fighter, obviously, John, and this guy brings a lot more physical strength than what Lacey ever did. He's a lot more raw, he's rugged.
Calzaghe 3 times an ABA champion before he turned professional, and of course never defeated in 41 professional fights. Good body shot, good left hand.
Oh, beautiful little turn there by Calzaghe. Dropped his hands, invited Bika, and he spun him round. Now it's Bika that's in the corner where Calzaghe was.
Well, Bika's starting to look a little bit frustrated. He's strong, and when he leans on like that, he's certainly the match of Calzaghe for sheer brute physical strength, and there was a right uppercut went in there. Calzaghe contemptuously keeping those gloves low and throwing in what he hopes are going to be decisive hooks.
Oh, this boy's strong, John. I tell you, he's very, very physically very strong.
And once again, a bit of Mickey taking from Calzaghe as he pats him on the top of the head.